Hello, hello, and welcome back to, well, I guess it's wrong to say a coin review. There are 4 coins here in front of us, and they're also not kind of special coins. They kind of are, they kind of not. They're more normal coins than special, but they're also special. So, anyways, it's confusing. But anyways, I'm showing them here and now. These are from Mexico. There are 4 of them, and well, assuming this video goes up soon enough, the World Cup is still ongoing, and part of the World Cup took place in Mexico. So Mexico made a bunch of these special coins, shall we call them. They are 20 peso coins, all of them, so there's no difference here, but they made 4 of them. So I got those 4. You could find these going shopping. I think they are for normal circulation, but I guess if you want them in a decent condition, well, you have to go and get them early on in the bank. My wife did that, I think. I don't know where she found them actually, but anyways, she found them and I got the set. So here they are. They also made some gold and silver coins, but I don't have any of those. I should probably go and ask. Anyways, so yeah, I just wanted to show these off before the World Cup ends. So basically, they all say the same. Copa Mundial de la FIFA 2026. So the World Cup, well, FIFA's World Cup 2026. Cool. 20 pesos. And let's just quickly go to the other side here, which is nothing special. It's special. It looks cool. I like it, but it's the same on all of them. So I'll just be showing this one, and the rest, well, they're the same. So the eagle with the snake sitting on a cactus or whatever it is, and Estados Unidos Mexicanos, so the Mexican United States. Sounds weird when you say it in English, but anyways. Oh, and the edge is this. It's not round, and it's beaded. It's not. It's an interesting edge to have, but it is cool. I do like it. It does stand out. The normal 20 is just round, so there is that. So this one has a goalkeeper, I guess, because he's saving a ball there with his hand, which would be a penalty if he's not. And then there seems to be like a dude or person with a spear. Not entirely sure, but it's cool. It's cool. I like it. The next one here is, well, the ball is going in the net, so somebody scored a goal. Can't really make out what that is down there, but yeah, okay. I think the other one I like better, but still, maybe it's a stadium. I don't know. And then we have this one. You have the angel there from Mexico City. You can find it on some dude who is just about to kick the ball and maybe score a goal. But well, and the 20 again. Oh, all the coins also have that thing there. I think that is just like a security thing. Not sure what else it might be, but either way. I think I like this one more than the previous one. So, yeah. I guess that might be the FIFA logo there. Okay. And the last one, that seems to be a ball. That thing again. Is that a panther or something like that? The FIFA logo, probably. This one seems to have a lot going on it also. Oh, I think in the camera that is shiny. It is not when I'm looking at it. Definitely catches a light. Oh, that's cool. I do not see that here in real life. I mean, it reflects the light a little bit, but not like I see in the camera. Ah, that is very interesting. Okay. That is fun. Okay, I wonder if the other ones do that too. Let's see. The angle. Come on. No, don't quite see it on that one. What about this? Something there? I think so. So I guess it depends on the angle. But either way. So yeah. Well, I think these are interesting coins. I'm not sure I'm super duper happy with all the design choices here, but some of them are definitely nice. So yeah. I think right after recording this video, I'm going to put them into something instead of just having them like this. Anyways, those are the 420 peso FIFA World Cup coins from Mexico that came out somewhat recently. Oh, obviously bimetal, which I really do like. So they are very cool coins. I think my kids are getting a set as well from their grandparents, maybe this weekend here. But we'll see about that. But anyways, thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye. Hello, and welcome back to another coin review. And today we have another one from Denmark. This one is 2 crowns, 2 kroner, Frederick the Ninth, and it's called the Greenland campaign. Not that I really know much about that, but well. So it's a commemorative issue, the foundation for the campaign against tuberculosis in Greenland. Okay, I'm not really familiar with the history behind that, but either way. So, well, shall we get the technical stuff out of the way first? So, yes, it's from Denmark. King Frederick, well, was the king at this time. Apparently he was the king from 1947 to 1972. Okay, cool. This one specifically came out in 1953. So, yeah, it's getting up there in age. But anyways, so 2 Danish crowns, which is like what, give or take a third of a US dollar. If you were to go and spend it, I wouldn't recommend it. But well, it is silver, so yeah, don't spend it as 2 Danish crowns. However, it's only 0.800. So it's not 100% silver or even close, but nonetheless, it's definitely worth more than the 2 on there. The weight is 15 grams, so it's not a heavy coin. Diameter, 31 millimeters, so it's also not huge in size, but whatever, it's fine. And it is round, the edge is reeded, so that is nice. And there is also a version of this that is a metal. This one is not, and we'll see why on the other side in a moment. So yeah. Here we have a text that goes around the edge, and it says, well, in Danish, Kong Frederik den 9., Dronning Ingrid af Danmark. So King Frederick the Ninth, Queen Ingrid of Denmark. And there's a 1953, I think, down there. So yeah. And it says also here, conjoined busts of King Frederick the Ninth and Queen Ingrid facing right, surrounded by inscription, yes, just read down, mint mark and initials, dividing date at the bottom, solid ring on the rim. So yeah, down there is the mint mark and whatnot. So yeah, the king and the queen, although they're not wearing any crowns. So basically, if you kind of hit the text there, they could just be 2 normal people. Yeah, she has a necklace though. But other than that, there's really nothing, I don't know, overly special about this. It's just like 2 people on a coin. Although you don't normally get on a coin unless you're some kind of special, so there is that. But well, so the engraver for this is some dude called Harold Salomon. No idea. But anyways. And on the other side here, we have Greenland. And it says here, I'm not sure I can pronounce it correctly, but something to the effect of Kalalit Nunat, which is Eskimo for Greenland, if I'm not entirely wrong. And down here it says the 2 kroner, or 2 crowns, and that is mainly how you can distinguish whether or not this is the metal or the coin, because this has a value on it, the metal does not, so this is the coin. Other than that, those two are very, very similar. Same design and whatnot. I saw 2 pictures, couldn't really tell them apart, to be quite honest. But anyways, mintage, so apparently 151,710, which is an odd number. Best guess is that the Danish Mint just kind of kept selling them as long as they got orders coming in and made them as they went along. If not, it's a weird number to aim for. But there could be other reasons, I suppose. But still, this is not exactly expensive. Oh, kind of funny thing here. It says that it was actually sold for 5 Danish crowns. So you paid 5 to get 2. Although this is in silver, so yeah, if one could go back, give me all of them, please. But well, how much it is today, I honestly don't know, but with the silver prices as they are, they're not going to be super duper cheap. Definitely much more expensive than back then, but yeah. Anyways, so a nice little coin from Denmark, with a bit of history behind it. So, kinda cool. Anyways, thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye. Hello, and welcome back to another coin review. And we have another one from Denmark. This one is more than 100 years old, actually. But Denmark, so the National Bank in Copenhagen made this. Well, the Mint did, I suppose. But anyways, and it came out in 1912, so just a few years before the outbreak of World War I. And currently, yeah, more than 100 years old. So, neat. What else? Well, it is silver, although it does have 2 crowns printed on here. Actually, right down there. KR is the abbreviation for kroner, or crowns in Danish, so 2 of those. Let's see, silver, but only 0.8. Apparently a lot of like the older Danish coins, well, silver coins that is, were 0.8, which is fine. No big complaints about that, to be honest. But well, so this is a commemorative issue because of the death of Frederick VIII and the accession of his son, I assume Christian X. So this is the dude, Frederick, that, well, died. I don't know why he died. I guess he was sick or something. But anyways, he died, and on the other side, his son. So he took the crown afterwards. So that's why. But here we have a bust of King Christian X facing right, surrounded by inscription, mint mark, date, and initials at the bottom, all in a beaded ring. Solid ring on the rim. Okay, cool. It's kind of hard to read what it says. Okay, so it says over here Frederick VIII, okay, and then it says Død den, died the, Over here it says King of Denmark. So obviously you're supposed to read like kind of the outer first and then the inner, but yeah, King of Denmark says over here. And I think the date says 14th of May 1912. Interesting little detail is that May is spelled with an I. We don't do that anymore, it's now a J. I don't know when that changed, but either way. So yeah, it has the date of his death on here. Oh, and there, here kind of in his neck, it says AH. I'm guessing that's the engraver. Well, since we are talking about this, I guess we might as well flip it over. Take a look at his son. There we go. And I'm going to flip through the photos I'm looking at because it's better quality for my eyes. So over here it says Christian the 10th or Christian X, but Roman numerals and all that. And 1912. And then I think it has VBP. I'm not sure what that refers to. I might return to that. And then it says King of Denmark. So he took over from his dad. So yeah, that's pretty much what this is. Kind of back to the technical details here. It's 15 grams, 31 millimeters. Fairly standard for this type of coin from Denmark. And it's round, yes, okay. It is it reeded? Seems to have something, but no, yes. Yes, it is. I kind of want to take it out now. Why not? Yes, it is reeded. Not much, honestly, but it is. It was hard to see. Okay, back you go. So, good. So, yeah. Here, bust of King Frederick VIII, facing right, surrounded by inscription, 2 lines, yeah. Okay, kind of the same as the other side. Nothing overly special here. Doesn't mention what that is. The VBP. That's also a little bit weird. Well, those are the initials of the mint master of the Royal Danish Mint, who apparently had the job from 1893 to 1918. His name was Wilhelm Bouchard Poulsen. The interesting thing here is that Wilhelm is with a W, but they put in a V. Maybe they couldn't make a double. That would be weird. But still, that's what they stand for. And what else? Mintage. Again, a weird number. 101,917. So I'm really beginning to think that a lot of these Danish coins, I mean, they were just open for purchase. And when people were no longer interested, then they kind of, okay, we're not making any more. How many did we make? Okay, this is the mintage. Which is kind of an odd way of doing it. I don't think any mints do that anymore, but... Well, apparently they did back then. So, yeah. Still kind of fun, though. I don't think we do this in Denmark anymore, because it has only been a couple of years since we, got a new king. The queen abdicated, and her son took over, but no coin came out that I'm aware of, like this, which is a little bit of a shame, but I guess I saved some money. So you win, you lose, but either way. So yeah, I think that's it. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye. Hello, and welcome back to another normal coin. So, let's see what we get from the bag of mystery today. And we get this. Let's just zoom in. How about there? Okay, so what do we have? Don't know. I can. Does it say pesetas? I think it does. I don't know, it's kind of stupid for me because obviously on the camera it's super clear, but yeah, looking over my camera it is not. But I think it says 25 pesetas, so I'm guessing it from Spain, which I think it says that in Spanish actually. España. Cool. 82. And there is a soccer ball on it. So what happened in 82? World Cup. I know that in 92 it was the Euro Cup, so this might have been the World Cup. Yeah. Either way, Spain loves football or soccer, depending on which word you prefer. So yeah. I don't know. Looks kind of like a weird coin. It's like they just threw in a couple of different things here. So, also doesn't look bad per se, but yeah. Anyways, I think they could have taken the España, maybe like bent it over the edge up top, maybe, or down bottom, but yeah. I don't know. And the other side, ooh, yeah, that's a little bit dirty. It says something about Rey de España, so yeah, I can't really read that. Carlos, something, King of Spain. Okay, so royalty, nothing overly interesting. Does it say 1980 down there? Even though it says 82 here. Huh. Oh, maybe I'm just misreading that. It is a bit dirty. But well. I mean, colors here. I don't really care much, but well. Also, it is. What? Semi-readed? There's a little bit here, a little bit there. But definitely not all of it. So, interesting choice. But well. I forget if pesetas was like the cent or like a dollar. Although having 25 on a coin is kind of a high number, but not unheard of. So, also it's not a small coin. It is actually on the bigger side, I would say. But well, let's do a little bit of Google Lens to see. Yes, I have questions about this coin. What is it? AI is working. So yeah, it's a Spanish 25 pesetas coin. It was part of a series for the memory of the World Cup in soccer in 1982. Okay, so it was World Cup. Yeah. So the king on the other side is Juan Carlos I. Okay. So yeah, kind of obviously there's a soccer ball here and a net. And it says here, even though it says 82, well, on this side, to mark this event, this coin was actually made in 1980. So, okay, it was 1980 on the other side. So, yeah. And then it says the real year can be found inside a star on the coin. Okay, I did not see that, but let's flip it over in a moment. It's made out of copper and nickel, and diameter of 26.5 millimeters, weighs around 8.3 to 8.5 grams. Fair enough. Okay, are there any stars here? I don't know. Honestly, I don't see anything. And if it's out here, it's too dirty. Maybe on the video, but as of right now, I don't see what year this could have been. I mean, there's something that might be a star there, actually, but if anything is written there, yikes. So yeah, no, I can't read that, but it might be possible on the video. But anyways, interesting little coin from Spain, about my age, so also cool. But yeah, overall, Not the most interesting coin, I guess. But well, it is what it is. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye. Hello, hello, and welcome back to another normal coin. And let's see what we get today. Well, it's something with a 1 on it. Not entirely sure. Let's see. So, I think it says Österreich. So this is from Austria. Oh yeah, it's a 1 shilling coin. Don't know what year, but it says there. I mean, it's got to be 19 something, but yeah. And Republic of Österreich or something to that effect. And overall, somewhat boring coin. Okay, shilling. Interesting. There is a plant here, flower. Don't know what that is. I mean, that looks cool enough. I don't think the other side is that interesting, but this looks fine. Although the condition of the coin is definitely not great here, so that doesn't do much. But let's see. Google Lens, what can you tell me that I don't already know? Which is probably a lot. Okay, you're supposed to search. Okay, let's see. No, just tell me. I want to know what you are, not this. Okay, here we go. Sorry, it took some time. So this is a 1 shilling coin from Austria. Cool. This one, they were made between 1959 to 2001. That's a long period of time. So, yeah, this could be pretty old, or it could also be not that old. I hope the video shows the year on the other side, but yeah. Let's see. It's made out of aluminium bronze. So 91.5% copper and 8.5 aluminium. Okay, why not? It kind of looks like gold, but I wish. Okay, so this flower is, and I'm going to butcher this for sure, but a 3 Edelweiss flower. Yeah, I honestly don't know what that is, but that's what it says here. The coin, the diameter, 22.5 millimeters, and it should weigh 4.2 grams. Okay, yeah, fine. I didn't bring my scale today, so don't know, but it's probably about right. Not the biggest coin in the world, definitely. So yeah, I have no idea. Let's see if we can get a good look at it here, and hopefully in the video. Here we go. So, not a super special coin, but still, why not? And I have actually used some of these in real life on vacations, so I guess there is that little extra bonus. But anyways, I think that's it. So thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye. Hello, hello, and welcome to another normal coin. So let's see what we get today. Ooh, I don't know what that is, but it looks a bit shiny. Let's do the zoom thing. Okay, République. Ooh, French. Francois. Yeah, so French Republic. And the lady here. Forget who she is. And there's a bit of a text down there, I think. But I don't know. I can't see what it is, but it seems like there is something under her feet. So yeah. And the lady, and I would say for a coin this size, it's not overly bad. She is fairly detailed. You can see her hair. She's definitely looking in that direction. And she's wearing, I don't know what she's wearing. Something. Also, I'm not sure if she's holding something in her hand. Kind of looks like it. Not sure what that would be, but okay. So, off to a good start, I would say. Nothing bad to say about it. And it is read it, so that's definitely good. And what do we have here? Ooh, so it's a 1 franc coin from 1973, so fairly old. What does it say? Liberté, égalité, fraternité. Okay, so I think that's the standard stuff for a French coin. Yeah, something about freedom and equality and yeah, something French. And pretty good quality. I mean, I like the text around the edge. It's not like in the middle. You have the 1 franc is also not big in size, but it's big enough. And then you have whatever that is. It looks like it has some nuts or seeds at least, so something you can eat potentially, but don't know what they are. So like overall, that's a pretty solid design for a coin. So yeah, kudos to France. But let's see if we can do a little bit better with, come on, open up, with our Google Lens. Come on, there we go. If I could hit the button. Yes, let me know what this is. So yeah, it's a French 1 franc coin from 1973. Yeah, that much we knew. So the coin is made out of nickel. Doesn't mention any other metals, so 100% nickel. And apparently it was in circulation from 1960 to 2001. So like 41 years. Also not bad. That's a long time. Yeah. So it says here, this side shows a branch, but it doesn't say what it is. So no, Google Lens didn't really tell me much about this one, but yeah. Still, it's a nice coin. Let's see. No, doesn't say anything here. 1973. Ah, there is a little bit more. So, what haven't we done? It's an olive branch. So, peace and brotherhood. Okay, fair enough. It should weigh about 6 grams and have a diameter of 24 millimeters. And apparently, just in 1973, 70 million coins were made. So, yeah, not worth anything collectible. I mean, maybe if you have one in super duper perfect mint condition, it might be worth a tiny bit, but this for sure not. So, whatever. But still, it's a cool coin. I like the design. Oh, okay, that disappeared. I like the design, and yeah, I think it's a good one. So, thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye. Hello, and welcome back for another banknote. And today we have an older one, let's say. This one is from Denmark, but it hasn't been in use for quite some time. Well, actually, in my lifetime. Even though it's pretty simple, it's still pretty nice, I would say. So this would be a 10 or 10 kroner, 10 crowns. At least it used to be. Technically, it's not worth anything anymore, but you know, I can't go and spend it. Nor would I. But yeah. So the big 10 here in the middle, serial number, I guess. National Bank signature. Denmark's National Bank. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be the same though, but and we have a dude, which is Hans Christian Andersen, famous Danish author of fairy tales. So, yeah, that is cool. Den it says udstedt i henhold til lov af 7. april 1938. 36 måske. So just about the law, and it says 1930 something, I think, but I did a little search here, and that's not what that is supposed to be, but I will get back to that. What else? Well, I forget what it's called in English. It's an important bird in Denmark, at least. It's the bird we say that brings, I think also in other countries, that brings the babies. But yeah, they're very important. You can see them nesting in places if you're lucky, and they tend to return to the same nest year after year after year. So that is cool. And I think they fly, what is it, all the way to Africa in the winter. That's kind of cool. Other than that, it doesn't really have that much that is worth talking about. I mean, it has some patterns, tens around. The coloring, okay, fine. It's kind of gray and boring, but well, I guess it was cheap to make. Also, it is fairly small actually, but well, it's fine. And what do we have on the other side? Still a lot of tens, and we have this. I don't know if it's supposed to be something special, but you have like a windmill and I'm not sure, another building or something, a farm maybe, some trees, kind of like Danish landscape. At least you can see that in places, so okay, fine, but not overly specific though. But well, still kind of cool. Looks very old because it's in these colors, even though it's actually not that old. So I kind of want to read what I found here. So this is a classic 10 crown, well, banknote with Hans Christian Andersen. And the bird here supposedly is from a place called Asminderød, and I have no idea where that is in Denmark, but okay, fine. And on the back here, this is a specific place. It says Egeskov Mølle, Sydfyn, Fyn or Funen, I think. Hard to remember the names in English. It's not the island where Copenhagen is located. It's the one between Jutland and, well, basically Copenhagen, that island. So yeah, it is a real place apparently. Not sure why they put it on here. But anyways, so it says here, this banknote was called the 1952 series, and it was, well, made for the first time, or it came out for the first time in 1952, hence the name. And it was around until about mid-1970s. And 1975, well, that was the end of it. You could hand them in. And if I'm not mistaken, we got coins instead of the banknote here. So after 1975, you could get the 10 crown coin, which I do remember. It also says here, like a general remark, that all Danish banknotes that came out before 2009, so that would include this one, could actually be used up until the 31st of May 2025, so that's last year. So basically up until a year ago. That's kind of weird that this thing could more or less be used like 60 years later after it came out. I don't know this year specifically, but assuming it came out in 1952, so yeah. And the last little bit here is about its value. So obviously it depends on the condition and the year and all that kind of stuff. And I really don't think this one is anything special. It has like a fold down the middle, so that's definitely not good for value. But it says typically from 25 Danish crowns up to 150. Although if you do have like perfect banknotes, they can be worth more. But it's not an expensive banknote by any stretch of the imagination. And for those who don't really know, 25 Danish is what, like $4, somewhere in that ballpark. So no, it's not expensive at all, but definitely a cool banknote. So that's about it. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye. Hello, and welcome back to another banknote. And today we have one from Italy. Well, Italy from years past, but either way, it has a little bit of personal history, I guess, but let's talk about that later. So this is a 1000 lire. I don't know Italian, so probably mispronouncing that a bit. But well, and I think this means 1000 in Italian. I mean, that would make sense anyway. It is a very tiny banknote, actually. And you might think, well, 1000, that's a lot of money. No, it wasn't. If I remember correctly, this was the smallest banknote they had, and yeah, it wasn't exactly worth a lot. I think, if I remember correctly, the way we more or less calculated the value when on vacation was remove 2 zeros and then half to get the value in Danish money. So this would have been about 5 Danish crowns, which honestly, even as a kid, was not much. So you felt kind of rich when you went on vacation. But anyways, so what else do we have? What does it say? Officina? So office of the Bank of Italy, I think. I'm guessing a bit here in the Italian, based on what Spanish I know. So yeah, something here that I can't really read well, and it's also something I don't really understand. Probably governor and somebody, but signatures. Serial number, BC. I guess that is a fairly low serial number, but still, don't think this is worth much of anything. Then it has this kind of coat of arms thingy, which is pretty cool. So that's nice. It has this background. I don't know if it's supposed to be anything. If it's supposed to, I don't know what it is, or can't even make out what it might look like. No. Looks interesting, I guess. Bank of Italy again, serial number. And we have this lady. We'll return to her later because I looked it up. But for now, then it has these lines. So not overly special colors, not overly interesting, but at least it has some colors. And a lady. Then on the other side, we have 2 kids doing their homework, maybe. It looks like this might have been a long time ago because the girl seems to be dipping her pen in ink. Seems to. Could be wrong, but if that's the case, people haven't done that for a long time. But well, and then we have these patterns again. They kind of remind me of wallpaper, like something I might find in my grandparents' house. But I guess it's just a coincidence. But again, the colors are not my favorites. But well, what is it? The Angelus, something about angels maybe, but don't know. What does it say here? La Ledge, yeah, nope, don't want to guess what that means, but whatever. Yeah, Italian, and another 1000 with some patterns, and it has been folded, but well. So yeah, not the most interesting banknote, but again, wasn't worth much back in the day, nor is it today, I think. So this banknote, if I'm not mistaken, I actually picked up myself in Italy, or my dad did. Either way, it came into my possession from a trip to Italy. God knows when. Definitely before the euro came. We went to Italy quite a bit. Used a lot of these. I kind of wish I had saved more, but I didn't really collect banknotes. It was mostly coins back in those days. But yeah. Oh, and I promised something about the lady there, since I looked it up. So yeah, this banknote is an Italian 1000 lire, or however you pronounce that, from the time of 1990 to 2001. I don't know which year I might have picked this up, but well. So the lady here is a pedagogue called Maria Montessori. Ah, so that's why Montessori schools have that name. I'm guessing here they're based on her. So the size of this is supposed to be 113 millimeters times 61 millimeters. Okay, and it's supposed to be made out of cotton paper. I'm not 100% sure what that means, but okay. And it became, well, obsolete or whatever, or could no longer be used as payment on the 28th of February 2002. So, yeah. Then it says something here about value for collectors, but nothing to click on. I don't think this has much value for collectors anyway, and especially not this one because it has been bent and whatnot. It's not in the best of conditions, but whatever. It's still kind of cool. Is there a link to eBay? There is. Let's just go to eBay and see. Huh. Okay, so some people sell these banknotes for as little as like 64 Mexican pesos, 52 pesos. Yeah, really, this is not worth it anything. So that's like, you can get one of these for like $1. So yeah, if you're interested, go to eBay, spend $1, you can get one. But anyways, it's mostly cool for me because I used them as a kid when I went on vacation. But anyways, I might try to get some of the other old Italian banknotes that I also used. I think this is the only one I have. So, just a little bit of nostalgia. Anyways, thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye. Hello, hello, and welcome back to another banknote. And today we have one that I basically cannot read. But well, I did Google it a little bit beforehand, so let's talk about some of those details before we talk about the design here. So this is from a country that I'm not actually familiar with. And I'm not sure how best to pronounce it, but I'll give it a stab. So, Tajikistan? Yeah, that's probably not right, but best guess. That might be what it says here. Might be. I could be wrong. Anyways, for people like me who don't know where that might be in the world, well, if you know where Afghanistan and Pakistan are, it's kind of above those two countries. It also borders Uzbekistan and another one that I probably can't pronounce correctly, Kyrgyzstan and China. So yeah, I'm guessing it was part of the Soviet Union or something like that because I'm somewhat sure that this is Russian. But anyways, that's the geography of it. So what do we actually have here? Well, we have one diram. Not sure how to pronounce that either, but we have one of those. I mean, there is a one there. And if I had to venture a guess, That means one, and that's the DIRAM in the Russian alphabet, or something like that, and another one there. So, yeah. And apparently this one is barely worth the paper it's printed on. It's giving me kind of the value in Mexican pesos, which is 0.019. I don't know if this is up to date though, but if that's the case, yeah, this is pretty worthless. But whatever, it's a banknote and it's fine. So the year is 1999, which is down here at the bottom. So, not new, not old, but whatever. So, I don't think there's much else of interest here. Meh. So what do we have? Well, we have some brown colors. Not really sure that is what I would prefer, but it also doesn't look that horrifyingly bad, I guess. So yeah, we do have these patterns. I don't know if they're supposed to be anything or it's just patterns for security. Potato, potato. Um, we have this. I think that says bank, and I don't know what that might be. Nah, and the country there. So yeah, the one there. It does look kind of nice with the color changes, but okay, fine. Watermark. I can't see what is in there, but there is something in here. I don't know if it's picked up on the camera, but I can definitely see there's something. And then we have a building here. Normally I would say I don't know what that is, but since I googled it, I won't be able to pronounce it, but it's a theater and opera house. It says here on this website, building of the Sadridin Aini. I don't know. Sorry about that, but yeah, something like that. But a theater and opera house. So kind of cool. Definitely looks big and kind of imposing, but at least it's nothing like horrifyingly evil. It's something pleasant, I guess. Not really into theater or opera, but not the worst in the world. So that's kind of cool. We have signatures down there, and that's, well, we have that there. Not sure what that is supposed to be. Is that no. Supposedly the watermark in there is the National Bank of Tajikistan's logo. Okay. But that's about it, I think. So, what about on the other side? I think those are what, mountains? Some vegetation? It's the national. No, that's not it. I thought it was a park, but no. It's the Pamir Mountains. Yeah, don't know where they're located, but Pamir Mountains. Fair enough. And now it's in English. That makes life easier. So yeah, we have all the ones here, and also one dirham, and National Bank of Tajikistan. So I guess that's also what it says here, except it says bank first. So that means national. Interesting. But either way, so that's what we have here. Now I can't say I'm a big fan of this because it's so hard to see what it actually is. So yeah, that could definitely have been better. Maybe different colors would have helped it here quite a bit. Still have kind of the same brownish, although it does go over into something slightly different at the edges, but still not amazing. We have that watermark there, still the same as on the other side. So yeah, and really not much else, to be quite honest. So it's not the most amazing banknote. Oh, and also, speaking of the banknote, this is actually really small. It's probably hard to kind of see on the camera, but I mean, these are my fingers. I would say my hands, fingers are pretty much normal in size, so yeah. It's supposed to be 110 times 60 millimeters, so 11 centimeters and 6 centimeters, which is pretty tiny for a banknote. Okay, this is like one of the smallest banknotes in the world. They might not exist anymore. I would have made coins for this instead, but still, I'm guessing the metal would be more valuable than one of this currency. But whatever. But still, it's a small banknote. It is part of a series, which is not a surprise, but I do have more, so eventually they will pop up on the channel. But anyways, I think that's it. So thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye. Hello, hello, and welcome back to another banknote. And today we have one from Iraq. And I decided to start on this side because here it's in English. I don't have to say, well, I will have to say it on the other side, but at least we can talk about what it is before we move on to what I cannot read. So let's get on with it, shall we? Central Bank of Iraq. So that's cool. 250, which it also says down here, 250 dinars. Not sure if that's how you pronounce that, but either way. 250 in all the corners here, and yeah, this thing. Oh, da, 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 da. I'm not sure. I think it might be a mosque. It says here minaret of the great mosque of Samara. Probably also mispronouncing that. But no, it is a mosque from the 9th century, located in Samara. That makes sense. Iraq. So pretty old building. And it has a strange shape. It's like a spiral. Huh. Well, I do know in the past they sometimes try to build these kinds of buildings as tall as possible so you would get kind of closer to God. That might have been the thing here. But either way, looks kind of cool. There is more to the building down there, so that's also nice. We have this over here. I don't know if it's supposed to be anything specifically, but it definitely looks intriguing. All kinds of interesting patterns, kind of greenish colors there, whereas the rest here is mostly bluish. Different kinds of blue, but nonetheless. Very nice light blue over here. That I really do like. This little bit. I mean, I like the green, but then the rest around not so much. Very grayish here. So yeah. Also, this wheel flower thing looks interesting. So yeah. Also different patterns in the kind of background here. So that looks nice, and it's pretty standard stuff, to be quite honest. I do think the 250 though is kind of an odd number. I mean, banknotes, generally speaking, tend to go like what, 100, 200, 500, 1,000, and then some countries have more or less. But 250, you don't see that very often. So that's an interesting number. I don't think I have any other banknotes with 250, but at least I have this one. So yeah. So yeah, not great, but also not bad. And let's see on the other side. So now we're getting to the point of I have no bloody idea. So I'll pretty much just read from this website. It says here light and dark blue on multicolor underprint. Okay, cool. Astrolabe, an ancient astronomical instrument that was a handheld model of the universe This one, I think. Huh, at the right, okay. Solid security thread with demetallized Arabic text. Uh, okay, if you say so. I've no idea. And then there's all this Arabic. Um, According to this translation, it's the Central Bank of Iraq, 1424 AH 2003 AD. Okay, 250 dinars, banknote issued under law by Central Bank of Iraq. So, I mean, pretty standard stuff, I guess. Um, Again, I'm guessing that is 250, so that makes sense. Uh, Maybe it's just because I have no clue as to how to read Arabic, but I don't know, it just looks kind of weird. It's like there's too much stuff on this side. It doesn't look as kind of clean and neat as this. Oh, my camera's running out of battery, so I probably have to cut this a little bit short. So, but again, it's not it's not the banknote's fault that I don't read Arabic. So it is what it is. But yeah, this thing is interesting though, and some of the patterns and colors in the background as well. But overall, it's a pretty kind of boring banknote. More vibrant colors would probably have helped, and maybe a little bit less text here and there. So yeah, but overall, it is not a horrible banknote. So I think that's about it. So better stop it here before my camera does it for me. But anyways, thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye. Hello, and welcome back to another coin review. And today we have another one from Denmark. This one is technically not a coin that I would put up on a Sunday. It is technically a normal coin, but it's also just a little bit special. So I decided to put it up on a Sunday. Also because with the current prices, I have not been buying many new coins recently. So for the rest of my collection to last a bit longer, well, you get this one today. But well, so this is 20 crowns or 20 kroner that you can go and spend in Denmark. At least I assume they still accept coins, but it should still be legal tender in Denmark. So this one, the reason why it's special is because of the design. This one came out to celebrate the Queen's, well, former Queen now, but either way, the Queen's 75th birthday. And that was in 2015, so 11 years ago. Oh, so she's 86 now, I guess. Oh well, either way, nobody's getting any younger. So they made this. They sort of do this quite frequently. I was looking through a website here to find this one specifically, and holy moly, there are a lot of these kind of special 20 crown coins. So yeah, it's a frequent occurrence, and you can find them. They're not really collectible. I mean, they will just be in circulation with the rest. So every once in a while, you will come across one of these and go like, "Oh, that looks weird." So you could technically collect all of these just, from going shopping and not spending them again when you get them as change. But either way, so in that sense, it is a normal coin. It wasn't really a collectible. Well, sort of. We'll get to that in a moment. So yeah. Anyways, from Denmark, 2015, 20 crowns, which is not a lot. It's probably in the neighborhood of $3 US. I guess if you went onto eBay or something, you will have to pay a little bit extra because people have to make their money. But either way, I'll go to Denmark. You can probably find one for give or take 20 if they're still finding one in circulation is probably hard these days, but one way or the other, this is not anything expensive. So yeah, you can easily pick one up, I'm sure, somewhere. And also, don't be fooled. It is not gold. I wish, but it's definitely not. It's a aluminium, and bronze. So inexpensive, really. The weight is 9.3 kilos. Whoa, no, grams. Grams, I meant. So yeah, it's not heavy. Also in the capsule here, it's a little bit heavier than normal, but yeah, no. Let's see, diameter, it's 27 millimeters, thickness 2.5, it's round, it's half reeded. I was like, a little bit yes, a little bit no. So, okay, fine, why not? So, what else? Mintage, apparently 1 million was made of these, like for normal street use. And apparently also 1,000 proof versions. I honestly don't know if this is proof or not. I mean, I got it in the capsule, but I don't know if it's proof. It's probably not, but either way, there are those two options. So I guess the proof was not made for regular use, but definitely the other ones were. I do, not this one specifically. I didn't live in Denmark at the time, but I do remember over the years, like every once in a while, you get one of these kind of like special ones. So you can somewhat easily find them. But anyways, I'm really not sure what this is supposed to be. Well, the website here says the Queen's signature. Okay, so I guess that there is her signature. Amongst paintbrush lines in a solid ring. Okay. And the dates. So she was born and, well, 75th and 20 crowns down there. Okay then. So cool. Yeah, it's an interesting design. Is it beautiful to look at? Well, to each his or her own, I suppose. And on the other side here, well, the Queen. So Margrethe II, Queen of Denmark. And there she is. I mean, nothing special. It has to be there, I suppose. So. But still, it is a cool 20. I should probably have found another one somewhere to compare to a normal one, but nah, I didn't think of that before recording. So sorry you don't get that today. But I guess you can just Google search it to compare if you want. Anyways, I think that's it for today. So thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye. Hello, and welcome back to another normal coin. Let's see what we get today. Let's just take this one. It's a tiny one, but it looks interesting. Zoom. It's about there. Okay, what is this? Barbados. Ah, okay, yeah. It says Barbados there. 19... what? Come on, catch the light. 1950? Maybe? I don't know. Well, it's Barbados at least. For sure, that will be clear on the video. But I'm pretty sure that's a 5. Whatever, could be wrong. Barbados, and the coat of arms there, which looks really cool. It's just kind of tiny on this one, but that they got it on here, that's sweet. All kinds of things there. Is that a dolphin? Pelican, maybe? And it's hard to make out the rest. Is that a trident? And there as well? I don't know. Also below there is some text, but yeah, I will not be able to read that. But it is super cool. And also it's reeded. That's nice. It is a tiny coin. It's like the tip of my finger there. So yeah. Ooh, and there's a bird on the other side. That's nice. 10 cents. Not sure what bird that is. Seagull, maybe, of some sort. Don't know. But it looks like a bird that lives near or by the ocean. So yeah, but they got something nature-ish on this side. They have the coat of arms. I mean, there's nothing that I don't like. This is just a great coin. Oh yeah, I'm very happy for this one. I will definitely be holding on to it. Not that I think I would ever sell any, but you know. Let's see. Now actually let's scan the other side. With the Barbados. Come on. Ah, dropped it. Okay, maybe one criticism. It's small. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. So, tell me what you know. Okay, doesn't tell me much actually, but 10 cents. It says 1980. Is that really what it says there? Okay, it's made out of copper and nickel. 75% copper and 25% nickel. Okay, cool. Shield of arms. Ooh, pelican and dolphin. Dolphin. So I was right about that. But nothing else. That's a little bit disappointing. What is this for a coin? Tell me more, tell me more. Okay, so yeah, it does have a little bit more, but not that much. So yeah, apparently the text underneath that coat of arms says pride and industry. Okay, I need a microscope to read that, but well, let's see. So apparently this design was used for several coins, 10 cents, 25 cents, and $1. Obviously this is a 10 cent, but nonetheless. Yeah. Doesn't say anything about size or weight. But well, I would say it's a little bit bigger than a centimeter in diameter. Maybe like 1.5. Oh, actually, my son has a ruler here next to me. So what does it say? About 1.7. Give or take. It's probably not super accurate, but thereabouts. Weight, not much. A couple of grams would be my guess. But either way, this is one of the coolest coins, like normal coins, that I've ever seen. That's sweet. I may have to look into the other ones with this design. I would assume they're bigger, so I might make it cooler. Maybe they have a different animal on them. But either way, definitely a very cool coin. I like this one a lot. So that's nice. Anyways, I think that's it. So thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye. Hello, and welcome back for another banknote. And I just pretty much came back from vacation where I picked up a couple of new old banknotes from Denmark. So I'll be showing those off. Although I do have more in my collection, but these are new in my collection, so I want to show them off. However, they're not new overall. But anyways, so this is from, well, obviously Denmark. It's a fiver. It's 5 crowns, 5 kroner. I'm guessing it was an okay amount of money back in the day, but today it's kind of meh. So speaking of back in the day, apparently this is from around 1942. That might just be the series here. I don't know this one specifically, which year it came out, but somewhere around there. So World War II. Yay. It might also explain why the colors are kind of meh. But it is what it is. So the 2 5s up in the corners, Denmark, there, and then I don't know if it's supposed to be something, but I mean, it looks decent enough. Can't say I'm unhappy about it, but well. And in the center, there is like a burial site, maybe from the Viking Age, something to that effect. I think they would put the dead person in the center, stack up the rocks, and that one would rest on top of the other ones. So that looks pretty cool, and it's Danish history, so it all makes sense. And we have what looks like an island, because I think that's water. Could be wrong, but it looks like it. It's almost mirrored there. So yeah, not a lot of it, some clouds, but still, like, what is there is pretty nice. Can't complain about that. I mean, maybe a little bit bigger, but yeah, small complaints. Below the 5 kroner, it says Nationalbankens sedler indløses med guld efter gældende lov, which translates to the National Bank's banknotes can be exchanged for gold, according to the law. So I guess back in these days, you could take any money and go and say, "Give me gold," and they would. Yeah, those days are long gone, but well, still kind of cool they put it on here. So Denmark's National Bank, 1942, 2 signatures, kind of common stuff, and the serial number. Not sure why they would put it kind of twice, that close to each other, but okay, it is what it is. So yeah. And on the other side, I guess we'll talk about the colors last. But anyways, the Danish coat of arms, and unlike coins, this is definitely bigger, so you can see more details. Crown, you have 3 lions that are also wearing crowns, hearts. So I do like that. You can see, I don't know what kind of plant that is in the background, but it looks nice. And the 5 kroner again goes around, and the 2 5s there. So it's not spectacular, it's not, oh my god, but on the other hand, it makes sense. Danish history, why not? What I don't really know is like the rest here. I mean, I see some patterns, but I have no idea what it might be. I mean, it looks like those things here are red, some like flowers, but I honestly don't know for sure. So yeah, looks interesting though. Okay, so let's talk about the colors. Definitely not something that pops too much. Like, it's pretty much grayscale. I guess if you made a banknote like this in today's world, you could just go and print them out and nobody would be the wiser, because yeah, it should have been easy to somewhat copy these. Well, with a modern printer. Back in the day, took some skill, I'm guessing. But still, it's a nice banknote. It has some historical value, I guess. Although, speaking of the value, it's really not expensive. At least not this quality. If you have one that is in a much better quality, I'm guessing it's a bit more expensive. But this one didn't cost me much. So yeah, I'm not actually sure if I have another one of these. But whatever, if I do, then I have 2. It's fine. So yeah, one fairly old banknote from Denmark. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, thank you and bye bye. Hello, and welcome back to another coin review. We have another one of these from Denmark. I'm in a Danish period here. I'll see what happens after this one though. But anyways, I recently put one up that was thrown a session, and this one is the one that came before that, actually. So this is well, the death of Christian the Ninth and the accession of Frederick the Eighth. So the one I showed previously was, well, when Frederick the Eighth died and his son became king. Yes, maybe I should have done them in reversed order, but whatever, it's fine. So this is another 2 crowns, which, no, that's on the other side. Okay, so let's talk about this one. Da, 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 da. I need to get them right because they look alike and it's hard to read this thing. So this supposedly is a bust of King Christian the Ninth facing left, surrounded by inscription in a laurel wreath ring, surrounded by another inscription with value at the bottom. No. Did I get that wrong? It's because I can see bupkis here. And these dudes look alike. Okay. What is this one? 1906. Okay, so this one doesn't have the value. That's the other side. But anyways, I'll do it from the picture I'm looking at here. So this is Frederick the Eighth, King of Denmark, 1906, with the BBP, and that was the Royal Mint Master. Yay, I learned that from the previous one. What does it say? Herren være min hjælper. I'm not sure how best to translate that to English. It's kind of like the Lord be my helper. I think that's what that normally means when it's written like this. It can also just be like sir, but I think it's like going to heaven, meeting God, and that kind of context here. So yeah. But anyways, you have the dude. He's wearing a uniform or something, no crowns or otherwise, but pretty standard stuff. And then on the other side, this is Christian the Ninth, King of Denmark, and the two crowns. So also 2 is pretty popular these days. Well, in those days. I wonder how much this one cost. That was one of the previous ones that cost like 5 when it came out. But this one is a bit older, so yeah. But anyways, in here it says død den 29, so died the 29th. And then it says Januar 1906, January 1906. So, yeah. That's also, wow, that's 120 years ago. A little bit more. Pretty much 120 and a half. But whatever. A long time ago. So his son became king. I guess kind of sadly enough, his son was not king for very long. Not sure if this dude was just very old when he died and his son died young, or the son was sick. Either way, one king to the next. So yes, this came out in 1906. It is silver, same as other ones recently. It is 0.800. It is 15 grams, 31 millimeters in diameter, and as far as I can see, it is reeded. So, okay, fine. I also seem to notice like kind of the quality of the coin here is getting a little bit worse. I guess the age here, but anyways. Or it might just be me. So, what else is there to talk about? Yeah, not much really. Okay, so mintage, another weird number, 150,774. So yeah, weird numbers here. Although they seem to be somewhere close to 150,000, but not accurately. Don't know. I need to look that up one day or ask somebody who might know. But either way. So, another new king. Sadly didn't last very long, but well, can't control that. Anyways, I hope that was interesting. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye. Hello, and welcome back to another normal coin. Let's see what we get today. Okay. Looks like something with the Queen of England. Well, former. I guess. Boom, boom, boom. Does it say Elizabeth there? Queen Elizabeth boop, boop, the second. Okay, so yeah, that must be the former Queen of England. Where exactly this coin is from, I don't know. Also, it has this nasty black spot there. I could have done without that, but well, okay, fine. She's wearing a really big crown on this one. But again, I mean, it's just the Queen. We have seen her many, many, many times, and we'll probably see her many more. The coin is nice and reeded, so that's sweet. Okay, this is not what I expected. That looks like Chinese. And then I'm pretty sure it says Hong Kong up there. Hong Kong. What else does it say? Is that the year down there? 1979? Huh, the year I was born. Nice. And I'm not sure what else. Can't even see if it's upside down or not. But well. And also, what kind of coin is this? 10. It actually says there 10 cents. Oh, 10 cent. Yeah, cents with an S. That might make sense. So, 10 cent coin from Hong Kong. And I'm guessing this is way back when it still sort of belonged to England before they returned it to China. So that's also an interesting story. Although I think they returned it somewhere in the 2000s. But yeah, 1979, definitely a bit of time ago. But I mean, historically, this is an interesting coin because you have the Queen and you basically have a territory that is, well, sort of China these days. So that's kind of interesting. Okay, let's take the app. Learn what we can learn. Focus. Yep. Let's get it back in the frame there. So yeah, 10 cent coin from Hong Kong, 1979. Cool. Nickel and brass. Okay. Nothing else. You have the Queen. Yada yada. So this was removed from circulation the 31st of December 1988. So nothing overly spectacular. What else can you tell me? Anything else? Okay. So it says 79% copper, 20% zinc, and nickel. The other one said brass. Maybe this Google Lens is confused. Either way, it's not like precious metals. Diameter, it says 17.5 millimeters, so about 2 centimeters. That's probably about right. Weight, 1.85 grams. Yeah, it is pretty light. It's a small coin. Reeded edge. That's it. On the other side, well, actually this side, Hong Kong, 10 cents, da da da. Okay, so in Chinese, so what we have there in the center, I mean, yeah. What you can, if you can read Chinese, which I can't, it says, well, the Chinese characters, it says Hong Kong and the value 10 cent. Okay. So it's a way of writing that. Cool. So apparently, I'm maybe getting the Chinese wrong here, but it seems to be Hong Kong 10 cent. It would make more sense for me if they wrote like that sign a little bit more that way. That one move it up, so Hong Kong 10 cent. I don't know. I don't know how Chinese works with that, but it's an interesting way of doing it. So yeah, definitely a cool little coin here. Apparently, 101 million of these were made. And I think that's only for 1979. So yeah, definitely not special. Uh, yeah, it says here the value is like half a US dollar depending on its condition. So yeah, not valuable whatsoever. So if this looks interesting, you should be able to pick one up on eBay quite easily. Maybe one that is less nasty. I mean, it's a cool coin. I wouldn't mind having one in a better condition. I don't think I will be buying one, but still, it's a very cool coin. Anyways, thanks for watching. Until next time, bye bye. Hello, hello, and welcome to another banknote. And today we have one from Pakistan. I'm starting on this side because on the other side, I'm not sure what language it is, Arabic or something, but anyways, I can't read it. But luckily I can read this. So, State Bank of Pakistan. And it says 20 rupees. And it's a 20 there. And I have actually used Google Lens on this. That was before I flipped it over and realized that there is English on this side. Oops. But anyways, it will help me with other things. So, anyways, Pakistan. Fairly small banknote. Kind of small in my hand, but it's only a 20. Don't know what the biggest banknote is in Pakistan, but I'm guessing it's bigger than 20. So, anyways, small. And not my favorite. So here in the middle, they look like some kind of ruins, like almost like a pyramid. But I'm guessing it's more like a temple. I'll read the Google Lens soon enough. So not too many details until that. There's a big 20. There's a small one there. So I mean that's nice. It also has the letters down there, the bank stuff, all these patterns here. Security, I'm assuming, and there's this round circle. I'm guessing that might be Arabic in there, but since I can't read any of it, it could also just be a pattern of some random kind. But I would assume Arabic though, or whatever language they might speak down there or over there. Here there's a lot of kind of blank. I can see something here, like a watermark. I'm not sure how well that is picked up on the camera. I think I do see something there, but I think it's the dude that is on the other side. So yeah, so a couple of red marks. To me, this looks like it might be Arabic. But this, I don't know. So I don't know if this says something, if some of this might be 20 in Arabic. I don't know. But it doesn't look that interesting to me, if I have to be honest. Down here in the bottom left, it looks like coat of arms, but can't really make out what it is. Oh, I see the a star and a crescent moon. What is that? That's connected to Islam, I think. Forget what it exactly means, but I think it's also on the Turkish flag, for example. So yeah, but I mean that's fine. It looks okay, but it's kind of hidden down there in the corner. We have these patterns going around. Nothing overly interesting, and the colors, like a lot of white. I'm not sure if it's reddish, orangey, brownish, but it doesn't do much for me. I do kind of like the greenish here, but it's not enough to kind of make the banknote look amazing. So sorry about that. On the other side, well, we have the dude. That is also in here, I think, because his hat. And I'm sure that has a special name, but yeah, don't know what that might be. But it's probably common in that region, but I'm pretty sure that's what I can see there, plus his eyes, nose, whatever. And then we have all this Arabic stuff, or whatever language. I just keep calling it Arabic. I don't know any better. Some of this could look like governors and whatnot and signatures. So I'm based on the other side. I'm guessing State Bank of what was it, Pakistan? But that's just a guess, assuming it has the same on both sides, two different languages. This side, however, we also have serial number. So okay, cool. Again, the 20 is there, and we also have some of these symbols or whatever they are. Oh, and also that one again. So maybe that is 20. Best guess. Oh, and 2013 there. This one, well, this side I should say, has a bit more green. But still, it's kind of like random and not really enough. Also, it's kind of a darker green, so it doesn't pop as much. Not my favorite. There's like a little bit of blue in the background. I think that background is also supposed to be something, but I can't quite make out what it is. Oh, it looks like there's some kind of text there. But yeah, can't read that either. Okay, I think it's time to find the Google Lens and see what it says. So the most important details about this banknote. State of Pakistan, yes, we know that. Rupees, fair enough. I don't know what that is in other currencies, but I'm guessing not too much. So the dude here is, and I might butcher his name, but Muhammad. Okay, it's with an A at the end. Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Yeah, sorry, best I can do. He is considered Pakistan's like founding father, and its first like governor, general governor. It's like a president or something maybe. Yeah. Nothing else. Okay, it doesn't specify the other side. Well, I want to scan that as well, because I'm curious. Okay, tell me what this is, please. And do your magic. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so it shows the archaeological ruins of, and I'm definitely going to butcher that, Mohenjo-Daro. Okay, it's one of the biggest settlements from the historical Industal. I'm not sure if that's what it is in English. Civilization. Those ruins can be found in Larkana, in the Larkana district of the Sindh province. I don't know. Okay, so ruins from this civilization. Fair enough. Oh, I should probably. No, that was the right side. So yeah, I mean, looks cool. It looks like a place I would like to visit, but yeah. And I think before I butcher this country's language and places even further, I'll call it quits here. But anyways, 20 rupees from Pakistan. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye. Hello, and welcome back to another coin review. And today I have a special one. Well, they're all kind of special, but this one is like extra double special, I think. This is one of the kind of like 3 coins, not counting the one from Portugal, or the coin set and some other ones that I picked up in Denmark on my recent vacation. So one of 3 that are kind of special, and yeah. So this is, and I'm not sure if there's a translation for this, but 24 skilling. It says, well, 24 there, and that is how it's spelled, skilling, from Denmark. I don't know how much that is. We definitely don't use that anymore, that currency. So I'm pretty much drawing blanks here as well. But yeah, anyways, that is what it is. It is from 1731, so it's a fairly old coin, if I have to be honest. But I think it looks pretty darn good. Um, and it's actually in fairly decent condition. Um, I almost feel like having it graded. I don't think it's like super duper special, but still, just kind of feels like it belongs in a slab for some reason. But well, so what do we have here? Well, we have the Danish coat of arms. So there's a crown, 3 lions. I think that might be another lion and crowns. Yes. Let's see. So the website that I'm looking at says crowned 3-parted shield with arms of Denmark, Sweden, and Norway. And above, big cross divides date and mint mark, value and legend. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. So yeah, I think this is a nice looking coin. It also was not cheap. Not super expensive by any means, but it's not by far like the most expensive coin I have, but it's also not the cheapest. But yeah, I like it a lot. It's a great addition to my little collection here. Oh, the specifics about the coin, I guess. So the 24 skilling, 1731. It is actually silver. I didn't know that when I bought it, but well, that's cool. However, it's 0.562, and I have no idea how they came up with that number, but yeah, so it's a little bit more than 50% silver, but not much. The weight is 9.66 grams, so it's like kind of a third of an ounce, give or take. And diameter is 29.6 millimeters. So, I mean, it's not small, it's not huge, it's pretty like standard. I guess technically this was a normal coin back in the day. So for that, yeah, normal size, I would say. So let's flip it over to the king. So I'll read from the website. This is armored bust of king facing right. Fair enough. King has a full peruke. I'm guessing that's like his wig. Best guess. He also looks like he's wearing armor or something there. But that, and wears a necklace with pendant of the Order of the Elephant. I'm not 100% familiar with that, but I think the Order of the Elephant is like one of the highest orders you can get in Denmark. But I don't remember if it's for everybody or only royalty, and it might have changed over the years, but it's a high order. So apparently around the edge there's a bunch of Latin, and instead of trying to read that, it's also a shortened version. So for example, it should say Christ and VI, so that's short for Christian, and VI, well, Roman numerals, so Christian the 6th, and then it says a bunch of other stuff. But the translation is Christian the 6th, by the grace of God, King of Denmark, Norway, the Wends, and the Goths. Okay, so definitely a couple of things there that I don't know. I do know that Denmark was part of the Kingdom of Denmark at some point in history, so I guess at this point in history, not anymore, obviously, but yeah. But I've never heard about the Wends and the Goths before. Well, maybe the Goths, but can't place them. Anyways, the Danish kingdom used to be bigger than it currently is, so yeah. And that's kind of it. I don't have a mintage for this, so yeah, I'm not sure they kept records of that, and also probably not that many survived. But either way, this is a very cool coin, and it's fairly detailed. The picture I'm looking at on this website is definitely more detailed, so that coin is in a better condition, but it's not bad. I mean, I like it. I'm so used to looking at like modern kings and queens, so even though it's kind of the same thing, that like it gets boring when you look at the same over and over again on different coins. I think this is the first time I see this dude on a coin, so I was like, it's the first time, so it's fine. So yeah, and like the way he's dressed and whatnot, I mean, that's definitely different compared to today. So this is a very nice coin. I'm very happy to have this, and I still have another two, but they will be coming at a later point in time. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye. Hello, hello, and welcome to another new normal coin. That is new. But anyways, bag of mystery here, and let's see what we get today. That's a more or less big coin, and I already have some ideas, mostly because of the weight. It's very light, so I'm guessing this is something around World War II. Hopefully we'll find out in a moment. So I'm pretty sure it says French state down there, or something to that effect. I think that is state, and well, that's definitely French. So I'm guessing it's from France. So that's nice. Then we have like a double-bladed axe of sorts. Don't know. Um, but okay, fine. Looks cool. And that was my phone. But whatever. And what is that? Weed, I think. So could it be a tool for harvesting? I honestly don't know. But anyways, not much else here. It is not readed, so boring. And what else do we have? Yeah, I'm guessing it's French. I'm guessing that's family, but those other true words, I don't know. And apparently it's 2 francs, and yes, I was right. 1943. So it is a World War II coin. Yay. I've gotten quite a bit of these. Quite a few of these. Not this one specifically, but World War II coins, or like shortly after World War II. And I think that's kind of cool. I'm not sure what the stuff there is. I'm guessing it's some kind of plant. And it looks nice. I mean, it's pretty decent design. So that is cool. I just wish I knew. Well, I mean, that's why we have Google Lens, isn't it? So, Google Lens to the rescue. Let's see. Scan. Yes, tell me what this is. Whatever. What is it? What is it? Okay, so this coin is a one. Okay, it says a 1 franc piece. Okay, it's not. From Vichy, France. So that's the Axis-aligned French state during World War II. Yes, France was occupied, but what was it? Some of the government went somewhere else, and they were kind of, sort of running France from there. Even though there was another government in France, kind of working with the Germans. It's complicated. But anyways, so the inscription here, and I don't really want to try and pronounce it, but État François something. French state, so that I was correct about. Which replaced the standard Republican motto, République Françoise, during the German occupation. So, okay, so that's one way to distinguish that. Oh, and it actually also mentioned what is on the other side here, so don't even have to scan it again. That's nice. Oh, actually, what am I doing? Nope, it's still this side. So this features, and again, I'll take a stab at the pronunciation. Francisque. Probably sounds more French in real life, but well. And it is a double-headed battle axe. flanked by ears of wheat. Okay, I was right about the wheat. And technically was an axe also, so yoo-hoo. And okay, so on the other side, the words here that I wasn't sure about, well, I think family I got right, but it's work, family, and fatherland. So I guess the patrie, not sure if that's how you pronounce it, right over the two, that's the fatherland, and then the first one, the something, is work, I'm guessing. So the material, oh yes, it's minted from lightweight, inexpensive aluminium. Due to wartime resource shortages. Well, yeah, and really it does not weigh much. It doesn't say here how much, and I didn't bring my scale, so. But I don't think this can be more than a couple of grams, to be quite honest. So yeah. Oh, and when I looked this up, I went for value for no specific reason, and it says here, not worth much. Although, if it's uncirculated, so in a pretty decent condition, it could be worth up to 25 plus US dollars. Well, that's more than this whole bag. Not that I think this one is that great when it comes to condition, but still. Whatever. Anyways, it is an interesting World War II coin, and I'm definitely happy to have this in my little collection here. So, yeah. And I guess that's it. So, thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye. Hello, and welcome back to another banknote. And this is the second of my new banknotes that I picked up on my vacation in Denmark very recently. Not sure when this video is going up, so yeah. But anyways, the summer of 2026. So yeah, this one, Denmark, and this is 100 crowns, or 100 kroner. So more than the last one, which was 5. This one is also newer. Technically not by that much, but nonetheless. According to the information that I have, well, it does say 1936 there, but that's about law. This one should be from 1965. So about 20 years older, sorry, newer than the previous one. It's also a much bigger banknote, to be honest. My camera is all the way zoomed out and is taking up the entire thing. So it's a fairly decent sized banknote. But yeah. So what do we have? Well, the 100 all four corners. There's 100 there, there's another 100 there. So kind of a lot of places there. I guess you won't forget how much it is. So yeah. Then it has, I mean, some of this has to be the serial number, but I'm not sure why there are two, or it's just part of the same. Don't know. But either way, there are some numbers up in the top, both left and right. The 100 is centered, makes sense. Then we have, I'm guessing it's a compass. South, north, west, east. Huh. Well, I guess it's in Danish. Well, best guess, it's a compass. And then we have a dude. Don't really know. I mean, it says H.C. Ørsted. My Danish history is not good enough. I do recognize the name. He is or was famous, but for what? I think he was a scientist, but a little bit fuzzy there. So yeah, but I guess one of the more famous Danish people. So fair enough. That's gotta be him. Signature, don't know. Well, there's another one there, so I guess the usual stuff. Oh, actually it says 1965 down there in the corner. That's pretty nice. When I look over my camera, I can barely see that corner. That's a bit of an issue. But well, National Bank. udstedt i henhold til lov af 7. april 1936, so this was made according to the law of April 7th of 1936. I don't really know what that means, but okay. So yeah, that's about it. Not too much here, not too little. It's fine, I think. So let's see what's on the other side, and we talk colors. Ooh, okay, this is definitely different. I didn't even flip it over before I started recording. But yeah, so again we have a bunch of hundreds around. So, okay. And then we have a town, a city. Don't know which one. Yeah, it's definitely not modern day. Looks like there might be water here, but that doesn't narrow it down that much, to be quite honest. But you can see trees and towers. I'm guessing some of this is a church, maybe a castle. Do you see something with like a cross there? And I'm not sure if that's like a defensive wall of some sort. But yeah, and the rest is really kind of empty, to be quite honest. So it's not horrifyingly bad, but it could have been a little bit better. But I guess also, given the age, well, it was hard for them to do it much better than this. So yeah. And let's talk about the color, shall we? So this side, I would call this mostly brown. Not very exciting to look at, but I'm guessing cheap to produce. I mean, it also has these things going around, but again, it's just brown, more brown, different shades of brown. If this had been like colorful, I think it would have been pretty darn good. It's like, assuming this is water, then obviously color the water bluish, the sky, maybe some clouds, but maybe it could have been a little bit bigger, so less of all of this around, but I think this had potential to look nice. The trees and vegetation should be green, the buildings could have looked really nice. And also, it would be nice if they could write what this is. I guess it's possible to look it up and find out, but yeah, I don't know what this is, just looking at it. So yeah, back to the other side here. Kind of reddish, somewhere between red and brown. I don't know what to call this color. However, I definitely think it's better than the other side. This doesn't look too bad. So I would say this is acceptable color-wise. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Well, anyways, thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye. Hello, and welcome back to another coin review. And today I have one from Portugal. I picked this up recently. Oh, let me zoom in, by the way, to see stuff. So this is a €5 coin. Big 5 there and euro there. A little bit shiny, catches the light, but well. So I don't speak Portuguese, but I want to pronounce it like in Spanish, but República Portuguesa. That's probably slightly wrong, but anyways, Portuguese Republic, 2006. So yeah, apparently this is part of a series called UNESCO World Heritage. And this, well, it's going to be on the other side, but this coin is for the, and I won't be able to pronounce that correctly, Alcobaça Monastery? Or Alcobarça? I don't know, something like that. It's a monastery. Sorry, Portugal. But anyways, and this one is the proof version. There is another version that is not proof, and as far as I can see, the main difference is the amount of silver in the coin. But we'll get to that in a moment. So yeah, that's really about it. I mean, it doesn't have much else. Oh, well, it has that, which looks like a coat of arms, but it's kind of tiny, so I can't exactly make out what it is. Well, it does say coat of arms of Portugal, but not more than that here. I'm looking at a website. But anyways, what about the coin like the specifics? Well, 2006, €5, fair enough. Silver, it's 0.925. So it's not pure, but it's still pretty good. Sterling, I think. And it's not the biggest coin. It only weighs 14 grams. So it's like a little bit less than half an ounce. Little bit less, not much, but a little bit less than half. And speaking of the size, it is 30 millimeters in diameter. It is obviously round and it is reeded. So that I do like. Yeah, not much else to say about. Well, let's talk about mintage. Okay. So the website here says mintage 4003 and uncirculated proof 1500. So I'm not sure if I'm supposed to add these two numbers together or not, but either way, it's a fairly low mintage. But if I have to be honest, it's not the most interesting coin. And you may be asking yourselves, why did he pick it up? Well, I was actually buying something else, a coin set from Denmark. A new one came out. And the only place I found a place where they sold that, and it didn't cost that much. And so I didn't just buy that and nothing else. I was like, let's see what else they have. And this was like the most interesting coin they had. That's it, really. It almost felt like paying for the shipping cost more than the coin set. So I felt like to justify paying for the shipping, I had to buy more. So that's kind of a lame excuse to buy a coin, but that's pretty much why I have this. It's not because I really like how it looks, but well, whatever. So yeah, let's flip it over. So on this side, we have the Baroque facade of the Abbey Church. I guess that's that. The World Heritage. Okay, so that was the name that I probably butchered before. And I honestly don't know what that is. I mean, it says UNESCO there, but I mean, it's World Heritage, so it's something probably old and important. But this is the first time I hear about it. But it looks interesting. And should I ever find myself in Portugal, I might give it a look. I've never been there. So, yeah, I'll put it on my list. Criticisms, that's way too small. That should have taken up pretty much the entire coin, at least on this side. I mean, it's fine you have the title there, what that is, but instead of that, don't even know what that is. Is that like the logo of UNESCO? I don't know, but I don't want that there. Like, make this bigger, like take up just about all the coin. You can put UNESCO below that if you want, but yeah, like I can't make out any details. So I'm not impressed. I'm really not. So yeah, as you can hear, not my favorite coin, but I have it. It goes in the collection. But if I had to sell something, this would definitely be high on the list of stuff I would not mind selling. But so far I've never sold anything. So yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye.